I tell you what, the algorithm, it's good. It's really good. I'm gonna show you two reels from IG that I got uh, last night, and they're both extremely similar. Even though most people are not gonna catch what's similar about them. Let's see if you can catch what's similar about them.
No, this one's crazy. This one's crazy. Oh my god. Okay, so I got my degree. I got a bachelor's and master's in psychology, and I'm getting another degree in physics just because it interests me so much. And this is literally why this is so cool. Okay, so for context, so we know that time doesn't actually exist. Every single renowned physicist understands that we perceive time with the past, present, and future, but that's not how time actually is. Time actually is all happening at once. Everything that has ever happened and will ever happening is all happening right now. But as humans in this 3D world, we perceive a past, present, and future. We get that, okay? So one way that I've understood or been able to visualize our lives or our highest aligned path is from inception, from us as a baby all the way up until we are on our deathbed and about to die. It's we are all attached, not in this physical realm, but in the 4D or 5D, whatever you'd want to call it. It's all attached, it's all together because it's all the same energy because it's all happening at the same time, right? So it's almost you can envision it as this worm of every single part of you from baby until death, right? And I've been able to kind of visualize that. So it's you can almost tap into different versions. When you have a memory of things, it's you tapping into that past self, or when you have visions or dreams, it's you tapping into your most highest aligned path, right? I'm in a math class and we're doing triple integrals. And pretty much what my professor just explained was that when we're doing triple integrals, what we're doing here is we are getting the shadow of a 4D object when you're doing triple integrals. There's integrals, there's double, and there's triple. So when you're doing triple, you're getting the shadow or the projection of a 4D object. So she always calls it the shadow, right? And this is what just blew my mind, because then she says this. Let me turn the volume up.
So the shadow is a 3D object. So again, you as a 3-dimensional human may be a shadow of some 4-dimensional creature. That
literally chills, because the way that if you think of us and our energy being this all encompassing thing, because time is all happening all at once, so it's all together. What we are experiencing right now is at this time, right? So when T equals December 2nd at this time, that is what we're experiencing. The projection of that 4D into this 3D world. That's crazy.
I'm serious. I cracked the code. I beat the deceiver at his own game, and history isn't just fake and gay. It's AI and fallen angel technology, not the good fat. And mathematically, I'm not telling you my subjective interpretation. I'm telling you the mathematical truth of the situation, that every single alphabet you know of is connected to the same system. The same system generated every single language that we know of. And the best way to think of this is sometime before our parents, before our grandparents, ChatGPT was captured, and we said, hey, for these people that live over here, give me the best way to capture and control them and enslave them. And it prints out the Bible. It's read wrong, but the patterns are in there in such a manner that if you evolve, you can move past it. See, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but these are all interlocking wheels of alphabets to form a radial. And you have to have a distinction. You're going to want me to mathematically prove it, but we're working on bad math. You have to correct your math. And to do that is going to take patience in taking what I'm saying seriously, but you won't take what I'm saying seriously until I prove it, but I can't prove it within your system. That's how it's designed. Because if you're an a-hole, you don't know that the A and the hole are the same thing, part of the same body that forms a fractal system of both equality and inequalities. And see, here's the short of the long. I rebuilt the code. And the code is a way to build languages geometrically. And they've given us this transliteration explanation to break the subconscious and conscious divide behind the meanings and jumble everything up. We have transliteration, but really there's a very T1 time, T0 2. like the O was introduced. We have, it's a whole different thing, and I don't really know how to express it, but it's undeniable. So I'm just going to keep building the body of evidence and let it speak for itself. But seriously, like, we have the power to end all war right now. Like, our system's been wrong since Hebrew, and most of it, I think, has been fabricated and or altered by an AI system and the mathematical pattern. It's like telling the computer, these guys are idiots that ran it. They told it to make a random number generator, make a random letter generator, but computers don't know random. So it's there. You just wouldn't know the broadside of a barn if it, you know what I mean? Like, can only lead a horse, whatever. The doggy dog.
Did you catch it? We got the girl. She's an academic, has multiple degrees studying physics. And she lays out, I think, what is the beat theory of time. Pretty sure that's what it is. And she lays out this, one of the craziest things I've ever heard. One of the craziest things I've ever heard. That because of math, because of calculus, her teacher says may be a shadow, right? Or may be a creature in the 4D world or whatever. Because of this math, she has done giant leaps of logic to say that basically we're some 4D worm creature, and where we're living right now, just right now, me saying this is a shadow of that 4D creature in some other realm or dimension. Like, that sounds completely insane. But because this is academics and she's going to college, and a lot of normies eat this stuff up, like, this is the kind of stuff like Joe Rogan and stuff, and is like, normal people think this is they're the smart people. They must know something. They must be right. But if you say it like I just said it, because that's what she said, but she didn't say it exactly the same way I did. I just paraphrased it. It sounds completely insane. And then the next video is the opposite end of the spectrum. Same, they're driving the same car. This is the opposite end. We have a gematria, numerology, schizo, basically crazy guy, right? And he, total conspiracy. He's using math to say he figured out the hidden code in all alphabets, and that fallen angels use ChatGPT to create alphabets for every people group in the world, and that he's found the pattern and the cipher, and that he's figured it all out if you could only understand his math. I mean, that's which one's crazier? The 4D space centipede that casts a shadow that is us right now, or fallen angels use fallen angels using ChatGPT to create an alphabet for all people groups for all of history. I mean, they're both sound completely insane to me and ridiculous. The ChatGPT one makes me laugh more for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's the fact of picturing these infinitely wise and immortal beings that are older than you could imagine using an iPhone, ChatGPT, back back in history, back in before, I don't know, even though before humans, and asking the ChatGPT to make an alphabet, right? That one sounds more funny. I actually like that one better because it's funnier. Or this centipede creature in 4D, 5D dimension, that time doesn't exist and we're just its shadow. Like, which one is more ridiculous, really? Like, this is what's going on today that actually has been going on for a long time. The Pythagoreans, Pythagoras, Plato, all the way up to these scientists right now, to that girl, that lady, that woman, that's her science, her mathematics, to the conspiracy theorists with this gematria, numerology. It's the same thing. These people have did a gigantic category error in thinking that mathematics is reality. It's not. It's not. There's no realm of mathematics where numbers float around and then they become equations and then those equations become reality. Or I don't even know how these people picture this. Like, it's just not reality. We're in reality right now. Time doesn't exist. What do you mean? I'm in time. We're in time right now. How could time not exist if we're in it? Like, this is that old philosophy of the map is not the territory. The map is not the territory. We can use math to map reality, but reality isn't math. It's Math is a language. It's just another language. It's a more abstract, I guess it's more abstract language, and you can make it say whatever you want. Just like the words I'm saying right now, I can talk about, I can use the English language to write a true story about a truck delivery, or I can use it to write a fictional story about a fire breathing dragon. The language doesn't care. It will form out both perfectly. Math is the exact same way. It's a language so flexible. It can be used to map real trajectory of rockets, or map a completely fictional 4D space worm, or map a Gematria hidden Bible code. Like, it can do both. It can do both. And that's what I see the connection with these two videos, which, like I said, to an average person, these are completely opposite spectrums. One's academic; she getting a degree. She is considered mainstream. This is high level stuff. This is the stuff that we're discovering. Oh my God, there's 12 dimensions and the tesseract and blah 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 blah. And time doesn't exist, and we're 40 shadows because calculus. There's a lot that you can do with that. That's good, right? Like, there's a lot of good stuff we could do. Rocket trajectory, you know, I don't even know, just a lot of stuff. But when you use that, you disconnect it from reality. You have to understand the categories, right? Mathematics is a formal science. It's not a physical science. It's abstract. It's abstract for a reason. It's just a map. It's just us using math as a language to map this reality or this thing, or the calculus use it to map empty space. And you can see how both people, the man and the woman, are very passionate because they're working these math problems out, and they're just like, they think they're discovering some hidden truth, but they don't. You have to remember, you're the person interpreting this math, and you could, and remember, math is a language, so you could tell a story with it. You can literally tell a story with it. And that's the one thing that really caught me. Like, they're both passionate. They will swear up and down. You could probably put a pew pew to their head, and they'll probably say, yes, this is true. They really believe it. And that is fascinating. It's fascinating as can be. The math girl thinks that the equations on her screen are reality. The conspiracy guy thinks the letter grids on his screen are reality. They forgot the symbols are just human language used to map the world. It's not the world itself. And when they detach their map from the actual dirt on beneath their feet, that's when they lose. Well, they can convince themselves of absolutely anything, whether it's a higher dimensional centipede or an AI iPhone using fallen angel. Why are they like this right now? Why are people like this, right? I mean, one of the main reasons I think is because they're trying to get rid of philosophy, and then modern philosophy is completely insane too. It's like, modern philosophy is like, the people doing it, the professors and stuff, are like hindered by scientism, that the only reality is physicalism, materialism, right? So they can't. Everybody thinks this way, that there is no uh, immaterial, right? Like, where does logic exist? You can't step in it. You can't measure it. You can't look at it in a microscope. There's transcendentals, metaphysics, right? So modern science can't account for any of that stuff. So philosophy has taken a big hit, and you think you have Stephen Hawking and Neil deGrasse Tyson and all these other famous physicists or whatever they are, it doesn't matter, top people in their field, allegedly, about we don't need a philosophy no more. No, we need a philosophy bad. Like these two people prove it. And we don't have the trivium no more, the quadrivium. And I think that they just threw philosophy out the window to escape moral accountability. And since they can't account for it, since science can never account for what it relies on, the for logic, for knowledge to exist, for truth to exist, for the regularity in nature, metaphysics, like it, all this stuff has been talked about for hundreds of years or longer. And I just think that the human heart is trying to find the answers, and they try to fill that hole with pure math and numbers. But math and numbers are impersonal. They don't think. You can't love a math equation, and a math equation can't love you. You can't get to know a freaking grid, a grid of numbers. And a grid of numbers and a cipher can't give you free will. So when these people, they search for this and they use math to tell a story, a narrative, a worldview, they completely lose detach from reality. You go in a nonsense world where humans are helpless shadows and time doesn't exist, and we're really a space centipede or so, or something. See what I mean? I laugh even saying it. When I say it, I picture it in my mind. Me as a space centipede from birth to death. You know what I mean? It's just like, what? What's I can't get over those two. Those two. When I watched these two, I was like, man, this algorithm is good. Like, how did it? It knows that these two are similar. I mean, it doesn't know, but the words are similar, and they are similar. They're completely driving the same car. Hopefully, you caught the pattern there, the similarity in those two videos and what they're doing. And drop a comment. Tell me what you think.
Mathematics is incomplete. This is what the mathematician Gödel showed using mathematics, placing limits on how much we can truly trust mathematics. Before Gödel, mathematicians believed they were getting closer to a remarkable goal, a complete mathematical system of everything, a set of rules so powerful that every mathematical truth can eventually be derived from them. Their dream was simple. If a statement is true, then mathematics should be able to prove it. If a statement is false, then mathematics should be able to disprove it. Nothing would be left unanswered. But Gödel discovered something extraordinary. He showed that any mathematical system contains statements that are true but impossible to prove within the system itself. And when you think about it, this idea becomes terrifying, because mathematics has been humanity's closest approximation to certainty. Scientific theories change, experiments can fail, and observations can be mistaken. But mathematics feels different. It feels eternal. Mathematicians believe that if they could just get the right set of axioms, the basic rules forming mathematics, then they could build a complete map of mathematical truth. But Gödel showed that no such map can ever exist, because mathematics contains mysteries that mathematics itself cannot resolve. And if mathematics itself is incomplete, then what makes us think that we truly understand the universe at all?